Okay, yeah. So, Birthplace of the Vile is in rotation this week. So, this is the first time this one's been back since its initial release. So, it came out with Witch Queen, but it was partnered kind of with Lightblade there. Lightblade and this one came out at the same time, and Lightblade honestly got all the attention because Lightblade was tough. So, this one definitely not as hard as Lightblade. That's good. Now, I hear a lot of talk on like the internet that a lot of people are worried about this one. They think it's like a huge pain. I don't think it's as hard as everyone is making it out to be, but it's hard to say because it's still new. Probably the least well known, I would say, out of all of them. Now, before I forget, as far as loadouts go, play whatever you're comfy with, honestly. Bungie using artifact mods or the seasonal mods, they do a good enough job telling us what we're going to be running each season. You don't need me telling you what to run. Other than that, just remember it's Void Burn in this one, and you got Overloads and Unstoppables. Other than that, just play whatever you're comfy with, because that's probably what you'll perform better with anyways. Now, although I fully intend for this to be like a full, in-depth guide, everything you need to know, it's not. It's still brand new. It's the first week it's been in rotation since it first came out, like I was saying. So this guide is done on Master. I intend to do another guide, of course, when Grandmasters are released, and this one's in rotation, just because I feel like there's a few strategies here that aren't going to work in Grandmaster. Being a little too, ballsy where I shouldn't be, I guess, as far as, solo play goes, where I'm used to playing a certain way because, I've been spending the last 2 weeks not doing Grandmasters. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean. Anyways, here we go. So, this first column you see there, it's just 2 Overload Captains right away. Just wipe them out if using void or volatile rounds or anything like that. Just go ham on them, and 50% of the time you're going to blow them off this cliff, which is great. If not, you can always retreat and go back into that room and take out the enemies slow and casually. That's totally cool too. Now, this part, an Unstoppable is going to spawn, and the little mini boss there, Unstoppables spawns in a different place every time, but usually wherever you see the biggest group spawning in, that's where it usually is. So you can chuck your Unstoppable grenade launcher into there. Now this little back part here I'm in is a nice place because there are a couple snipers in here. Now they'll creep forward if you're by yourself forward, but if you're in a team, one person can go in here and take them out right here in the back is where they'll hang out, and you have a nice shot, easy. Now this is the first tough part, I guess. It's a little capture the zone. What's it called in Crucible? Control. It's a little control game here. So as soon as you get in here, all the screeps are going to spawn, and then all the ads are going to start spawning in. So there's a couple rules. One, you got to be on this plate for a solid 30 seconds. So that's 30 seconds without jumping on and off. So if you're jumping on and off, just, add a few seconds for however long you're off the plate. But 30 seconds total on the plate, and you're done. Now, ads will keep spawning in, or enemies will keep spawning in through this whole thing. So, if you're by yourself, a super, like you see me here using a bubble, that works totally fine. Now, yeah, I got a little dicey. Oh my god, see, I should have been dead there. 100%. I should have been dead. Now, if you want to take it slow and casual, you can just activate the plate and then back off and just kill all the enemies first before worrying about the plate. It takes a long time. It's a lot more enemies than you think it should be. So 7 waves of the enemies with guns. Okay, Screebs will keep spawning the whole time, but 7 waves, and then you're done, and you can just do it like this. Now, if you're in a fire team, I suggest, anyways, it's just a suggestion, do it however you're comfy. 1 person on the plate, 1 person on the far right above the doorway here, and you got a good angle at any enemies that spawn in, you can kill them right away. And then the 3rd guy on your fire team on the other doorway up there. And as long as the 2 guys on the doorways are fast, grenades, abilities, whatever, just clear out the ads as soon as they spawn in, then the only thing the guy has to worry about on the plate are the Screebs. Which hopefully 1 person, you can manage Screebs, I would hope. Now, this next room that you go into right after that one, now there's the cliff with the guys shooting you there. If you don't want to deal with them, there's this, you can go this way, where they won't shoot at you from the cliff, but they will start running to this area, and you'll still have to take them out. Now, when you're up close here, this is just, if you don't have anything long range, maybe this is an option, but the Unstoppable that's up there, he will charge you. Anyways, he'll see you, charge you, which, that's fine, because you can drop down here and you're safe too. So, just depends on your play style. For me personally, it's it gets a little dicey up here, so probably not my favorite area. There's a similar area on the other side of this platform too, but you got to take the cliff to get there. So, I mean, may as well do it the normal way in that case. But anyways, the normal way, go up here, clear the cliff, get up here, and then from right here, you can get the unstoppable. Now I threw that snowball, so which kind of aggroed the overload, so he threw his lantern for immunity there, but stun the unstoppable from here. You know, if you're using a grenade launcher, it might take you a couple shots, but maybe you're on a team and someone's got a hand cannon. Anyways, it's just easier. You can take the unstoppable from here. Easier and like casual. I mean, definitely takes longer. But when you do get up here, use the stairs as cover. So, you know, you can just peek your head over the stairs. You know, no one can hit you, and then take everything out. Usually in this scenario, you know, you do the basic enemies first and you save the overload champion for last, but not a big deal either way. But moving on. Now, following the route, you make it to the dark city. It says locate the dark city. There's no city here. Like, I didn't see a single house the whole time I was here. Anyways, first person here, chuck a grenade. Always chuck a grenade at that door. So as soon as the barrier goes away, guys start pouring out. If you chuck a grenade there, it clears them out. So you can just run in. And I know maybe your instinct might be to get the high ground. Don't. It's not safe up there. Best thing to do is jump around the side here to here. Now, instead of just having one doorway 3 people are trying to shoot from, if you all jump this way, you can each have a doorway. Just keep in mind the far doorway right here. A bunch of these stasis guys are going to come in here. The, what are they? Reapers? Raiders? Lurkers? I don't know, whatever they're called. The stasis guys. So, there's one guy snuck behind me, but that's rare that he comes. But, I mean, keep that in mind, rare stuff happens. But the group is going to come through that last door there, so just watch out for that. Other than that, just chuck grenades, abilities, whatever. Through there is an overload in there. He's the sniper one too, so especially when Grandmaster happens, watch out for that guy. But I tell you, this room is so much easier if you just jump to that little side porch. What do we call it? A deck. There's a deck on the side. Jump to the deck, kill everything. Easy. So much easier. Trust me. Now, this part, I mean, pretty simple. You don't have to kill these guys, but you should just kill them. Because, I mean, why mess with it? Just, you know, just kill them. But you don't have to. You can run by them if you want. But anyways, follow the path until you get to here. Obviously, be careful for the jumping. You don't want to mess this up if you're solo. You know, there's no second chances. If you're in a team, don't all jump at the same time, obviously. No, I mean, I can't tell you the first time this came out. We wiped a few times here because we all just, you know, go gung-ho across the edge and we don't make it. So, for that part, clear the guys from the far side. When you jump over, more are going to spawn. So, yeah, there's a bunch of exploders. They're not the dangerous thing. It's the guys with guns that are dangerous. So, anyways, when you clear them, there's an overload in the back here. I suggest jump on those pots and jump up here. This place, if you jump up here, it's super safe. You got a nice vantage point on this champion, and you can take them out like super easy. So you got to jump on the pots. Maybe if you have high lift on, you can jump without the pots. High strafe lift. I need the pots to get up there. Hunter, you probably need the pots. I don't know how hunters jump. I don't play hunter at all. Anyways, now we get to this part. Oh, we're zooming. Okay, so as soon as you get in here, 2 unstoppables are going to spawn on the left and right. So you can run outside and run far left or far right. Far right, you can get like on a nice higher vantage point, but it's not 100% safe. For me, solo anyways, the safest place is to stay in the doorway, honestly, because I can always turn around and run away if I have to. But this season, with unstoppable grenade launchers, you know, you can just chuck your Wither Horde where they spawn, stun them right away, take one out fairly fast, and then worry about just the one there. Now, these plates. Okay, so you have this plate in the center here. On the left-hand side, right-hand side, we're facing opposite. Enemies are going to spawn here, and they're going to spawn here throughout it. The captain's going to spawn almost always right here. Now, this one's the easiest one because they don't spawn behind you. Sometimes there's a random screed behind you, but that's it. So, this one's the safest. Now, if you're in a fire team, one person on the plate, one person can be where I'm taking this picture from, and one person maybe right about here. That's a pretty safe one, but do whatever you're comfy with. Now, the rules for this are the same. You got 30 seconds. You got to be on the plate for 30 seconds, and yeah, that's it. So halfway through, the captain's going to spawn. Now, what you can do is you can run away. when the captain spawns, take him out from a distance, then come back. Now the enemies will not stop spawning. So the first one they stopped after 7 waves, not this time. They're going to just keep on spawning continuously forever. Blinder grenade launcher works good. Again, roaming super works good, or something like this, like bubble, rift, that kind of stuff. Just remember, if you're bubble, when your overshield starts to go away, you got to leave the bubble, come back in. That's why you see me jumping up all the time. Now, this one's harder. So what you got is the plate there in the center, and then enemies are going to spawn here, here, and here. So they're going to all around you. So they're going to be behind you, basically, is what I'm saying. So I saved this one for last because this one I almost always run away from. And also, save the hardest for last? Why not? Why not? Now, when I'm in a fire team, I like kind of doing it this way. We'll have a person on the plate, we'll have a person back here, and then we'll have a person probably hanging out around here, supporting the guy that's on the plate, or girl, supporting the person that's on the plate. So same rules apply for this one. 30 seconds, halfway through the captain's going to spawn in. It's not a champion, so that's good. But now I don't got my super now for this, and that's semi-intentional. I'm aware of it anyways. So wherever they spawn from, they only spawn from 2 places at a time at the start. So just find where they're spawning right away. Throw something like grenade, wither horde, whatever you got, and just kill everything as fast as you can. It's no time at all before the captain spawns. When the captain spawns, when I'm by myself, I book it. So I froze them because I had a snowball. Normally we don't have snowballs, so I just book it, and then I just go back from up here, kill the captain, get sorted. Usually I'm almost got my super back at this point, and then I go in with my super to finish it off for the last 15 seconds. So sounds pretty simple in theory. Grandmaster obviously is going to be a bigger pain. I'm probably going to be using blinding grenade launcher. I'm thinking that's going to be the play for me. We'll see. But obviously, if you're a hunter, yeah, you can go invisible. Good for you. You always have that. But the rest of us, something else. But yeah, this is probably the hardest part, not counting the boss room, was that right there. Anyways, moving on from that, you're going to get to this spot. Unstoppable's going to spawn in. Super easy. You can stun him as he spawns. No big deal. And then you get to this part. So this part is super straightforward too, honestly. Just the only thing you have to watch out for is those guys swinging those stasis lanterns or flares. What flail? No, not a flare. Oh my god, flail? Stasis flail. Yeah, I guess that's what it is. Anyways, watch out for them because they kind of do laps around the whole thing, so they can sneak up behind you, honestly. So they might start at the complete other end of the map and not even the direction you're going, but they're doing a big lap, so it might catch up to you. Even at this point when you're doing the overload, it might catch up to you. So just keep an eye out. You can hear them coming usually, but anyways, kill the overload, and then you're on to the next section. Nothing complicated about this part. I'll do it however you feel comfy with. What I like to do is sometimes I'll take out a few guys from the doorway here, but after that I'll go up top left or up top right. Usually left. I don't know why left. That's just what I do. Now, when I'm by myself, the guys will follow me. If I'm not by myself, usually they're preoccupied with the team. So just watch out for grenades. There's some guys chucking grenades. They're super dangerous, especially Grandmaster. They'll kill you. Now, when you're up here, just clear the rest of the ads, and then you got a nice shot to the 2 overload champions that are sitting at the back here. So they might chuck a lantern up there, like the fire one, but not a big deal. But you got a good vantage point on him here anyways, so super easy. That's why I like doing it, but really this part's super simple anyways, so do it however you please, no problem. But then you get to the bridge. Now, this bridge, you got 2 unstoppables back here. You don't want to push too hard because this one right here, or maybe both of them, but they'll glitch out and it'll like teleport to a different end back there and start charging you, and it always catches me by surprise. So I haven't seen it this season yet, but when this first came out during Witch Queen, it happened almost every single time to me. So I stay at the start of the bridge and I clear the ads. One wave will run up towards you, so I clear them out because there's 2 captains that's going to be there. So one captain's going to run towards you with a bunch of buddies, clear them out. After them, then I start pushing forward and clearing out like the second captain and his buddies that'll usually stay at the far end there on the other side. So now it might seem like a great idea to jump up top here because you get the high ground, all that, but let me tell you, it's always a mistake. This never works out well for me. I always think, yeah, no, I gotta get up there, I'm sure I can make this work, and I never make it work. So with a fire team, it's a little bit easier because the aggro's not on you sometimes, but once the aggro's on you, when you're up there, you're kind of toast. Like, you'll have to retreat anyways. Now, the Unstoppable, like I said, they'll glitch forward, so take them out from far away. If you can, at least one. I like to take out one, and then I push the last one, because, you know, he's the only guy left, and it's just one Unstoppable, so it shouldn't be a big deal. But just when you try to push two, when you're by yourself, like I said, it's just too scary thinking that that one's going to glitch out and just teleport to some random spot here and then catch you by surprise. And now, the boss room. So, this boss room, the concept is really easy. The concept is similar to Lightblade. You're going to run in a circle. Yeah. So, this is the room. You're going to run around in a circle. It's not really going to matter what direction you're going, but when you get in here, there's some few things you need to know. Anyways, one, ads are going to spawn through the whole time. No, not the whole time. They will stop eventually, so you have a choice. You can deal damage to the boss super fast, right, and get through each phase, and kind of at the same time as killing ads, or you can clear all the ads first, all the waves, one at a time, until there's none left, and then in peace, peacefully, casually, do damage to the boss at that point. So the boss isn't dangerous at all as long as you're doing your laps and staying on the outside. You can almost all the time stay away from him. So you don't want to get close to him, and he's always like teleporting, and he runs pretty fast, honestly, but stay to the far outside areas and you're safe. Now, as far as damage phases goes, we've got phase 1, where you're going to have one Overload champion, and then Ravagers and Stalkers are going to be spawning in. So phase 2, it's going to start with an Unstoppable and an Abomination, and then there's going to be Lurkers and Wraiths that you got to deal with. And then ending with phase 3, right, you got a Overload champion and Ravagers and Raiders. So it's the most dangerous because, like, Ravagers and Raiders, those are the guys with the flaming batons that they're trying to smash you with, that are always like chasing you around everywhere. And then also the guys that, they're not quite snipers, but almost snipers, man. They got good aim, and it's a void burn. They're shooting void. It's just, it hurts on that one. So as soon as you start it, right there where everything's spawning in, that's where the champion's going to be. So suggestion, kill him like instantly. So I got a bubble, so I just pop my bubble right on him, and I go to town on him, get rid of him, and then after that I start doing my laps around, just like I was explaining before, or showing before. Now, the boss, like I said, he's fast, so you don't want him to get close to you because he'll stomp you, and Grandmaster, it'll like instant kill you, or at least as far as I remember, that's what it did. And then I run around, and I'm listening the whole time to the sound of enemies spawning in. As soon as I hear enemies spawning in, that's what I'm paying attention to, because I want to clear them as they spawn in, because they're in a tight group, easier to kill them. Now, you're just going to repeat that until you're at damage phase. Now, there's this section here in the back, back being this side that you came in on. Right and left is the safest place from the boss to be. Now, for ads, they'll still charge in there, they'll throw grenades at you from here, but as far as the boss is concerned, you're super safe. I like the right side a bit more than the left side here that I'm showing right now, just because I feel like I got a bit more cover there, but they're both good spots, so you don't have to go up top there. Just behind those cubes is fine. Now, as you're running around, like I said, I'm listening for that noise, because you want to take care of them as soon as they spawn in, is, in my experience, the safest way to do it. Now, also though, the boss is gonna generate his lanterns that give everyone that immune shield, and when you see one of them, you gotta take them out right away. So if you're in a fire team, that should be like someone's goal. If you, well, everyone's goal. If you see a lantern, like one of those purple lanterns, kill it right away, because that can screw you up. See how those guys all spawned in, and there's that lantern there, and they're automatically immune, so I can't wipe them out as they spawn in. Honestly, probably one of the worst things that can happen. That's what you want to avoid. So if you see a lantern, kill it, definitely, because then you can take the guys out as they spawn in, which that's best case scenario, especially if you're in a team. Everyone should be doing laps, and, you know, doing damage to the boss when people spawn in, kill the people right away, go back to damaging the boss. So the little intermission you get between damage phases just looks like this. So after you take a third of his health away, he goes immune, and he's going to teleport you to one of the encounters you already did. So definitely you recognize this. You just did it maybe 10-20 minutes ago. And again, same rules apply. You can skip all these guys if you want, but other than that, just work through it. Kill the overload. Once you kill the overload, you can go back through. This is also the time where if you want to wait for an ability to recharge or super to recharge or look for ammo, go ahead. Also, little side note, if there's an ammo brick from your first time going through this, say you left a heavy the first time you went through here, that time when you go through again, that heavy brick will still be there. Now, as soon as you're back in the boss room, you want to look for the biggest group of enemies that's spawning in. The biggest one. The biggest one is going to have the Unstoppable and an Abomination. So it doesn't always spawn in the same place. That's why I'm kind of clarifying this. Just whatever the biggest group is spawning in, that's where the champion's going to be. That's where you want to head to, because you want to take him out right away, because you don't want to deal with them and the boss, and then the boss will cast his immunity lantern, and then it's just a pain. So other than that, just rinse and repeat. Do your laps, kill ads, do damage to the boss, or kill all the ads, wait till they're done, and then do damage to the boss. Either way, doesn't matter. Now again, after one more third, he's going to teleport you again to a place again that you've already been to, and same rules apply as the first time you went through here. For this one, watch out for the stasis guy that's running around chasing, well, the few guys there, and then head back to the boss room. As soon as you get to the boss room, look for the biggest group that's spawning in again, because that's where the Overload Champion's going to be. And just like before, take him out ASAP. So hopefully you got your super back in the meantime, but someone on your fire team will have their super. Now, remember when I said before that the final phase had the worst enemies? So yeah, out of all the other times in this boss room, this is the one where you want to pay attention to ads that are spawning in. So these guys, they're shooting void this time. They got great aim, their bullets track a little bit, and plus there's the guys chasing you with the stasis flails there. So this is the time where you got to be on your ball, or you got to be on your best game for killing them as soon as they spawn in. If a team's going to wipe anywhere, it's going to be here, because you're not ready for like the increase in danger that you're getting from the ads. And that's it. That's the boss room. So it is a tough boss room because it's a newer strike, so it's not like all the other ones. It's not filthy with cheeses or anything like that. Might take a bit of practice to get the timing down. Just ad clearing is kind of the name of the game on this one. So any roaming supers that are good at taking care of ads works good. In a fire team, when I don't have to worry as much about heavy, you know, we're doing all the boss damage by myself, like a rocket launcher with like cluster bomb or Galahorn or anything like that. Like that's anything that's great for taking out large groups of enemies, especially when they're spawning in and they're all in like, you know, a big group together, and you can take them all out with one rocket. I mean, those work really good. This is maybe one of those rare times where stasis is okay. One person anyways, not the whole team. But if you are having problems with the boss room, then I highly suggest ignore the boss and clear all the ads first, and wait till all the ads stop spawning in, and then focus on the boss. And it's slower, it's way slower, much slower, but definitely, like, if you're struggling and you've wiped a few times in the boss room, resort to that, because I mean, it's slower, but it's quicker than like doing it 5 times in a row and failing. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Hopefully this helped. I know it's a new strike. Oh man, like 20 plus minutes. Like, this was really long. So when I do another one for Grandmaster, maybe I'll link this one, and I'll just do like updates like of new stuff I found, or a few extra tips. I guess maybe I'll do something like that, because I'm sorry this was so long, and it's going longer because I just keep talking. Okay, like, subscribe, that's cool. That's it. All right, bye.